Hello guys, it's Salvaje and these are my 3 essential constructor tips for Fortnite Save the World. My supporter creator code is Salvaje. With that said, let's get straight into the video. Tip number 1, make sure that you know how to maximize all of your constructor's abilities. Long story short, the constructor is sort of like a subclass that every single one of their abilities has a specific niche or a specific use. For example, you can use throwing stars for the ninja in a variety of ways, from medium range to close range to taking out the shielder husk to also piercing multiple husks to weakening targets from range and then using the teleportation attack on the spectral blade to finish them off. But constructor abilities are a little bit different, right? For the most part, every single constructor ability has a specific niche or a specific use, and if you don't know how to maximize that ability, you're not really being of a lot of use to your teammates, specifically at the endgame levels of play. A perfect example of players not knowing how to maximize their abilities with a constructor is Bull Rush. A couple of players say that Bull Rush is a really useless constructor ability, but that's not the case. In fact, it's one of the best abilities that the constructor has. And the same thing applies to other abilities like Plasma Pulse and Decoy. All of those abilities have a specific niche and a lot of value that you can add to the team if you specifically know how to use them. And I just want to let you guys know, in my upcoming 25 constructor tips video, I will be breaking down how to maximize all of those abilities. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on that, or of course check the beginner's guide playlist, because if you're watching this at a later date, obviously my 25 constructor tips video is going to be up. But yeah, as a constructor, you want to have full knowledge of all of the abilities that you have, so that of course you're able to help out your team in different ways and you're able to use the utility of those specific abilities to sort of make your gameplay experience a little bit easier. Moving on to essential tip number 2, you want to make sure what's the role that your constructor is going to be bringing into the field. For the most part, there are 3 types of playstyles for the constructor. 3 main playstyles, of course. The first playstyle is the melee constructor. And for the most part, the melee constructor is usually going to have heroes in the loadout that is going to sort of make their abilities and of course their melee better. We also have the objective protection constructor, I guess you could say, and this is going to be the constructor that is going to be placing his base on top of the objective to make sure that the objective takes the least damage as possible. And then we have the third type of constructor, which is the most popular one, I think, and that is going to be the trap specialist constructor. And this is going to be the constructor that is going to be building a lot of trap tunnels, putting his base around the trap tunnels to maximize how much value the team is going to be getting out of those specific trap tunnels. The reason why you need to know what is the role that your constructor is going to be playing is because you also need to have the right loadouts to play this role. For example, if you want to be a trap specialist for your constructor, there really isn't any reason why you should have extra assault rifle damage on your loadout for your constructor, of course. Anyways, essential tip number 3. Oh, and if you guys have questions for essential tip number 2, ask them in the comment sections below. I didn't want to put too many examples because, as you guys know, these essential tip videos, I like them to be very short and straight to the point. So, essential tip number 3. The base for the constructor is very, very important. You need to make sure that you're maximizing this base to the best of its abilities. The first thing that you want to keep in mind in your base is, are you putting it on the right spot? If you're a trap specialist constructor, you should be putting your base near trap tunnels. Like that, of course, you're able to maximize the traps and you're able to get a lot of value out of your base inside of your trap tunnels. If you're a constructor that wants to protect the objective or the objectives with an S, make sure that you're placing your base in an area that is going to get the most coverage for as many objectives as possible. And that, my friends, are the 3 essential tips that I believe every single constructor in Fortnite Save the World should know and understand. Now, I have more tips for the constructor dropping in my 25 constructor tips video, but usually, as you guys know, what I like to do is I like to sort of, break down from those 25 tips what are the 3 best important tips that players need to understand, because not everybody wants to watch a 10-minute tip video, of course. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe to join the Salvaje Cartel, and be on the lookout for some more content, my boys. Peace out.